This first talk session is with my brother said. We from Fort Lauderdale. We grew up doing virtually everything together up until around 13, 14. At that point, we kind of took different paths. I took the traditional route, stayed in school, kept playing sports, even though I dabbled in some stuff. But he took the street route. So we just gonna have a little talk and get into that. So at 12, 13, what things did you start getting into and why?
I mean, at 12, 13, the biggest attraction was girls.
Girls.
Sex, yeah, sex. And you know, soon after the sex came the weed, but it's a lot to deal with at that age anyway. It be a lot going on what you don't realize, or what you do realize, you feel?
It's a lot of transformation at that age, you know what I'm saying? Puberty, everything. So, how did you get into girls? Did you just talk to them on your own, or did your homeboys put you on?
I mean, you know.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, that was something I thought I always had a little touch for coming up anyway.
Yeah, for sure. So, you already know. When was the first time you got arrested and why?
First time I got arrested, New River
Middle school.
I had to be in, 6th or 7th grade, because you was still out there with me.
What happened?
I'm out there selling I steal Pokemon cards from the little Spanish kids and the white kids in the morning and sell them after school before we get on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to advertise the one card, and the dude I steal it from, he knocked my hustle. He pointed out a flaw in the card. So I ended up hitting him, knocking him down, and taking all his cards.
I kind of vaguely remember this now that you telling me.
I ran and tried it.
They came on the bus?
Yeah, they
Yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah, you did. It started early. When was the first time you actually went to prison and why?
I think I was 19 when I got there. 20. I know I was arrested at like 19.
You went to the county first, and then you got out, and then...
Yeah, I ended up going to prison for violating probation with a homicide case.
With a homicide case. How much time you was facing?
And the crazy part, I beat the homicide case and still ended up with 40 years in prison for the violation.
40 years.
For the violation.
So, being 19, facing 40 years, what was the mentality at that point? Like, what was your mindset facing 40 years at 19?
I mean, you done lost everything. At least that's how you feel, so you ain't got nothing to lose. No consequence to think about, no repercussion to care about. It's just whatever I want, whenever I want it, how I want it. I'm going to take it, I'm going to make it that way. It's all gas. It's all gas.
And, you know, being so young in there, what were some of your early experiences in prison? Don't beat me up, bro, but did anybody ever try to rape you?
Bruh, okay, so I think I'm a tough guy. They don't care about that.
They don't care about that?
Yeah, they do. I don't have somebody actually try to rape me. Like, lock themselves in the room with me, and then me and you, is you bad in the, yeah. I'm talking about tooth and limb, we fighting and, hey man, you say that? Yeah.
Get over it.
So I'm 19, 20, but these men,
You feel, yeah.
they done been in here for the last 15, 17 years, working out daily, and yeah. Yeah, for real.
I mean, so the prisoners, the guards, it was just...
So, one of the scariest scenarios, thank God it ain't end in no violent manner, but he was making a statement. I'm in confinement. Officer bring in a new cellie while I'm in the shower. So when I come in, he uncuffed my new bunkie, leave me handcuffed, lock the cell, then walk out the unit.
Nah.
I'm sitting in the cell with whoever this may be, bro. My hands cuffed behind my back. The police beat me once like that, broke my rib, but it wasn't Nah, just my imagination went wild at that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
How did you end up getting out?
Prison?
Yeah, because you had 40 years, but you ended up not doing 40. You did what, like 6?
Yeah,
Six and a half?
I understand God, real. It's a long story to that, but to make a long story short, my sentence was mitigated down to 6.
Mm-hmm. Did they technicality?
Nah, basically the new judge felt like they was being overly harsh with my punishment due to the nature of a crime that I had actually beat.
Right, you said you had initially beat. Yeah, you still got. Okay. Did you feel like you took advantage of the opportunity when you got that second chance?
No.
Nah. Why not?
God, first thing I went to doing is women and drugs. But I guess for some of us it'd be like that. Sitting confined in cells for years at a time, the only thing you got is your imagination and your memories.
Mm-hmm.
You're remembering the things that used to appeal to you, the things that you once fancied. So for years you indulging in these memories and creating new experiences of the same habit in your mind. When you release, that's the first thing you run to. The exercise on these desires you've been
Right.
accumulating over time.
Right. And what you think contribute to people going back? A couple things that you think really contribute.
It's an old saying that's too true. I believe people, places, and things.
People, places, and things.
Go around the same people in the same places who still doing the same things.
Them triggers, yeah.
Yeah, that's the word, them triggers.
Now we did like we got different dads. We got the same mom. We grew up in the same household. So we had a stepdad from around. I think I was like 3 when they got together, maybe 4, and you a year younger than me. So we had a stepdad that was kind of always there. What was your experience with that? Like, what did you think about the interaction with the stepdad?
Like what?
I mean, did you feel like you needed to listen to what he said? Did you view him as a dad? Like,
Reality, I always thought dude was a mob growing up. Like my old girl wore the pants of the relationship, and that ain't how I was supposed to be in my mind. So it was impossible for me to respect anything you trying to tell me. Like my mama tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that was just your perspective. You feel me at the time. Yeah. You had a bout with hard drugs. How did you get on, like, the first time you tried, and what drug?
I'm gonna say 2 things. First time I tried hard drugs with my old boy.
With your dad, your real dad.
Yeah, with my old boy.
He got it for you. You don't gotta answer this question. Yeah, you gotta answer this question.
That nigga fucked up on drugs like me. He conned me. He conned me out of some money and to make up for it, he let me get high with him on this hard drug. You feel me? But anyway, yeah.
Right. So when you got,
But other than that, I'm gonna say cerebral flop.
That was probably the hardest one. And how did you initially get on that?
I had to. Like, see, I believe in spiritual gifts and the evil forces of wickedness and spiritual warfare and all of that.
Right.
And I felt like the presence of the Lord told me in order to help someone I love be delivered from that habit, I had to go through that habit with them. To not chill them on from the outside rings, but to get inside the ring and fight with them.
Right.
To overcome it myself, to know how to help somebody else overcome it.
So basically, like, you feel like a spirit came over you and told you in order to help this person, you needed to walk through the fire to see the way to overcome to help the next person.
Just like that.
Okay. What's your wildest prison story? Well, just you ain't even gotta start at the wildest. Maybe tell us a couple, but what's just some wild shit that be happening? You feel me? Like, did you ever get into fights just for like no reason or like?
Plenty of them. Yeah.
There was one example.
Cause the funniest one, I like that one cause I got beat up. So, yeah, I like that. But when I was at this Soto in the jet doing Dale with me. So So they got the little compound boxes. He run around boxing all day, training people how to box. I go to confinement. He stepped down on some dudes in the jet doing. I'm supposed to be one of the big dogs in the jet doing. So I get out and somewhere on the compound, people talking. Like, man, I think let's say to beat you, boy. I don't know.
So you didn't even say this. Other people saying that they think you might be able to beat him.
At the time, I don't know him. Period.
You don't even know him.
Period. So I guess they conversation get a little heated. They go to betting money. 15-minute movement. They all slide to my dorm. Hey, boy, wake up. Boy, So I wake up. He here ready to fight. They got bags of canteen.
And you would come up in the clutch like, what's going on?
Oh, man, like, man, fuck all that. Come on, let rock.
Oh, that's what you were talking about?
Nah, that's what they telling me. I'm like, man, I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Still trying to figure out what,
Hey, man, fuck what's going on, let rock. These niggas want that money. Yeah, that was funny. And the funniest part, we get to the rec yard and go to fighting. See, I done fell into the shit. So, we fighting. I'm like 19, 20, come still in the jet dorm. This nigga plugging my young ass. We fighting now. But he hit a little harder, a little faster, he a little more aggressive. But the fact that I'm standing up fighting him,
you gain respect, yeah.
All my partner like, all right, nigga, ride.
So they hyping it up. He probably getting madder.
The whole time I'm mad. You niggas talking about ride, nobody jumped in, they got that big ass nigga off me yet, man. But we ended up fighting a couple times, man. We got real tight after that. Respect me after that.
Right.
Yeah, that probably was some crazy shit.
You in any situations now? You feel me? Like you out in the streets,
me, bro.
it be following
you.
you.
Yeah, it don't be me. But yeah, I'm definitely in some shit right now. Matter of fact, day before I came, it was like 4 dudes just got on my ass.
Jumped you?
Yeah, I made them jump me twice though, cause I wanted him to slide back, bro. Let me get him a slide.
That's why your kid was talking about you was sore and stuff?
Yeah.
How that situation started?
I mean, right then they were just looking for an excuse. So I was gonna stay long enough for them to get it. But it really started years back. Somebody ended up paying the dude to like run me off, shoot me, or do whatever to keep me from around the trap, because I be coming around there with the aggression.
So somebody was paying somebody off to do you in.
Yeah, this is the same dude from the other day. So when it trickled down to just me and him, that voice speak. You feel me? It's telling me both of our stupid ass finna go to the chain gang. I speak to him. I'm like, bro, whatever going down, I think you need to put your pistol in a duffel bag. He do that. Something tell me to put a little crack pipe on top of it. Police pull up. Fast forward.
The police just pull up out of nowhere?
Yeah, the police just pull up. As soon as we get finished with setting up this little duffel bag. Yeah, he looking at me crazy, but I'm telling him I just feel it. So they pull up, they drawing. Like, oh, we heard somebody got a gun finna shoot somebody, blah blah. Kind of find out the dudes that were paying him were trying to double cross him too. Had him shoot me. Then had the police pull up.
So he done caught a charge.
Yes, sir. So the
police pull up.
Immediately, I go to plan because it's hard to be crazier than me. Right. Hard to be crazier than me. I see what's going on immediately. I put out a bag of floss. I roll up, fire. I'm like, man, no guns around. Y'all tripping. We getting high. Y'all blowing my high. Y'all gonna pay for this shit? You feel me? So they laugh and they like, anyway, we make it through. Police actually end up telling him to open the duffel bag and all. But the little crack stem fall off the top.
The crack stem fall off the top?
Something told me to put a crack stem on top of the gun. I don't know where this shit be coming from, bro. I don't know where this shit.
But it worked out because you put some crack on the, okay.
Bro, no, a duffel bag, open the crack stem, roll out. All the police, they feel like they found what we was trying to hide the whole time.
What'd they say?
They were like, man, that's what you were so tense about the crack. They talking to him. They like, man, you too young to be doing that. I'm like, yeah, that's why I be trying to get him to hit this shit with this smoke. Yeah, you gotta play crazy than the police sometimes. So, they laugh and they walk off. Now all of a sudden, I'm the chosen one. Mm-hmm. He like, bro, how you knew that, bro? What made you think to do that and this? And, oh my God. So I'm like, yes. Adore me, you feel me? Bitch, you just worship me.
So he finna kill you, but now he bothered with you.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm good now though, cause I ain't got no pistol. Bitch, you ain't finna kill me no more. Fuck with me. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, both of us can get money together. I'm talking to Lil type of shit.
So y'all did end up vibing a little bit, then y'all fell back out.
So the same night.
The same night?
Yeah, it's hard to be my friend too. Nigga get a phone call. He tell me to hold his pistol phone while he go see the girl. So all kind of thoughts on my mind already. These people just tried to pay you to do something to me. Now you trust me to hold your firearm. Mm-hmm. And I know how you living, bro. It probably all kind of bodies on this shit. All kind of crime scenes. I got shells from this firearm. Now you tell me to hold it and send the police my way. You probably can't tell the people you killed me, but you still got rid of me.
Right.
I went and sold this shit. I don't know about it right now. Yeah.
How many altercations you think you've been in, like?
In what period of time? In a lifetime?
Alright, so you've been through all type of stuff, right? All type of shit.
In a real lifetime?
Right. You made decisions here and there, and you went the street path. Do you have any regrets?
I do. I regret it took me so long to realize, bitch, I'm the perfect me regardless. Fuck what the next person think, fuck how they feel, bro. God designed this me.
Right.
You feel me?
Real stuff.
But other than that, no regrets. I enjoyed every minute of it.
And plus, sometimes the deeper you go, the higher you can expand up. You know what I'm saying? Because you experience extremes. What advice would you give to the youth in general, and especially the ones that's headed towards the streets?
Alright. So, you ever heard of Ezekiel in the Valley of Dry Bones?
Yeah, I heard of it, but I'm not, you know.
And I'm going to tell you why in a second. But so when Ezekiel was in the presence of the Lord, and the hand of the palm was upon Ezekiel, and he opened his eyes, and he was in the midst of the valley of bones. And lo, they were very dry. And he began to walk around and about in the midst of the valley. And the Lord spoke to Ezekiel, and he was like, Ezekiel, can these bones live? So Ezekiel, hey, you know. Mm-hmm. So God was like, speak to the bones. I want you to prophesy to the bones. Tell them to come together. Then speak swing and flesh upon them. And then I want you to prophesy to the winds for me, Ezekiel. I'm going to make these people a great nation. So when it hit me like that, I'm standing on the corner of 1st and 30th over here in Tatertown. I'm with my baby mama. She finna rob some little dope boy who trying to pay for some pussy. Yeah, but she with me for now. You feel me? I did. You miss your opportunity. So, as I look up the street, I'm trying to figure out why this Ezekiel shit was coming to me in the midst of all of this. Cause her and these other two dudes, they done went around the corner. I don't know which way they coming back. So I'm just standing there smoking and it's. Then as they hit in the corner, I'm like, damn, these people spiritually dead right now.
What type of people you there with?
These the crackhead. All right, 30th was the dope scroll. You feel me? The way you get all your crackheads, your flop heads, your dope boys. Yeah. First was the old scroll. You feel me? I'm standing on the corner of the two so I can look down. They way see the dope scroll. They way see the old scroll. You feel me? I'm waiting on my kids and mama to come back from her little mission. So as they coming, they all smoking and hooting and hollering and laughing. And I'm like, damn, these people just spiritually dead. I'm like, oh shit, these the dry bones. I'm like, damn, that's probably why I ended up around here like this, because I already had the message. Sometimes you gotta go through it with a bit. So I'm like, okay. So I've been walking around and about these dry bones. I done learned how to get my foot because it ain't the same as walking on solid ground. Not walking amongst these dry bones.
Right. I see how that came up, yeah.
So, you were like, can these bones live? Now this my kid's mama. Bad as I want to say, yeah, I'm looking at how bad she is. I'm like, Lord, only you know. Only you can get her life right now. So he's like, all right, then prophesy to the bones. Speak the ankle bone to the you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The knee bone connected to the thigh bone and the hip bone. You know the song.
Connected to the elbow, yeah.
All that. So I started doing that. I'm still in the midst. I just like the rest of y'all. But now when these babies going on little licks, I'm like, man, why you don't go with her? Make sure y'all can smoke together anyway and y'all can just split the prop. I'm bringing the bones together. You feel me? Sundays I stop by the chuckers at perfect timing and get all the little burgers before they throw in. Yeah, perfect timing. And bring that bitch on the straw. I know a bitch I ain't 8 in 2-3 days because they chasing drugs. Right. Everybody finna come together and we gonna picnic a little bit. Bring them bones together. And now while we vibing, it's the perfect opportunity for me to go to complimenting these women. Let them know you more than just a street walker, you feel me? Girl, I see you been getting thick, man. You know, looking all make a nigga chase your ass and we trying to make a nigga get you out of their life. Then when they go to feeling good, speak that word on them. But that was to say, when that spirit speak, regardless of what it sound like or what you believe is right is wrong, you must obey that spirit. Sometimes that spirit gonna lead you through the fire. You gotta walk through it with faith and understand it's for a greater purpose in God's end.
Yeah, and no matter what you've been through, you can overcome. And bro, I appreciate you doing this interview. You know, as always, love. We're gonna continue to elevate. Love you. Appreciate y'all.